So, Ms. Bondi, will you commit right here to immediately providing those two documents in unredacted form to members of Congress? Not a complicated question.
Well, I guess it is for you because you have a law degree and those are privileged.
Okay. They're not privileged, but we will discuss that later. Will you commit to publicly providing the unredacted version of this so that the American people can understand the extent of Donald Trump's lies about his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein?
You're about as good of a lawyer today as you were when you tried to impeach President Trump in 2016. Have you apologized for that in 2019?
So will you unredact this? Will you
were
unredact
lead
this?
counsel on that. Privileged.
I'm asking you, will you unredact this?
Privileged.
Privileged, of course.
This was a hearing about the freaking Epstein files. Instead,
he remained on the board until April of 2019. We also know that
the Attorney General of the United States of America, Pam Bondi, pulled stunt after stunt. Thus,
if she does invest in bonds, hopefully, unlike Trump, she waits till they mature. Release the files. Okay, you're losing our trustee, okay? Our interest is high. There's too much volatility. I'm not lying, no market cap. I'm just saying, as long as we don't have the information and the government can pull this on us and they're obsessed with greed and capitalism, it's always going to be like Stranger Things. We're living in the upside down.
Comedian Sammy Obeid took her to task.
Did you ever tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files?
The Attorney General and I have had numerous discussions about the entirety of the Epstein files and the reviews conducted by our team.
Did you tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files?
And we have released where President Trump's name is in the
It's a simple
attorney's
question.
file.
Did you tell the Attorney General that the President's name is in the Epstein files?
During many conversations that the Attorney General and I have had on the matter of Epstein, we have reviewed.
The question is simple.
Who
Did you tell
be-
the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files? Yes or no?
Why don't you try spelling it out if
Yes
you're going
or
to mock
no,
me?
Director?
Use the alphabet.
Yes or no?
No? A, B, C,
Director,
D, E, F?
it sounds like you don't want to tell us.
FBI Director Kash Patel was also mentioned here.
So Pam Bondi, okay? And Kash Patel, okay? Kash Patel and his big ass eyes. You could never know if he's in trouble. You'd be like, blink twice if you're in trouble. He'd be like, you know what's crazy is I looked up an old picture of Kash Patel. His eyes weren't always that big. Yeah. Kash used to have normal size eyes. I think I know what happened. He had regular eyes and then they showed him the Epstein files. He was like, try to remain calm, try to remain calm. They're like, can you keep a secret, big guy? He's like, I'll see you in Valhalla.
A great burn from a man who really tried pulling a fast one with his rhetoric and just fell flat on his face.
So what do you think about the use of artificial intelligence or lavender by the IDF in identifying Hamas targets? And secondly, do you agree with Elon Musk about that the population decline is a risk for humanity?
Look, I'm not, without going into all the I'm not on top of all the details of what's going on in Israel because my bias is to defer to Israel. It's not for us to second guess everything, and I believe that broadly the IDF gets to decide what it wants to do, and that they're broadly in the right, and that's sort of the perspective I come back to. And if I fall into the trap of arguing you on every detailed point, I would actually be conceding the broader issue that the Middle East should be micromanaged from Cambridge, and I think that's just simply absurd. And so I'm not going to concede that point.
And on this guy, Peter Thiel, the man arguably most responsible for the rise of former Ohio Senator and current Vice President of the United States of America, J.D. Vance.
Mr. Thiel, do you have any comments about Palantir's surveillance of the American people, sir? Or any of your connections to Jeffrey Epstein? I think people are rather concerned about that last particular one. You're setting up a Big Brother surveillance system, and people know it, sir. Do you think the American people want this surveillance tech being used against them? Any comments at all on the Epstein connections? You were meeting with them. People are waking up to what you're doing there, sir. That's why we're here covering this.
Well, he was rightfully questioned on Jeffrey, right?
Jeffrey Epstein talked to Peter Thiel, which is shocking that Satan talked to the Antichrist. If you're familiar with Palantir, it is like part of the biggest evil in the world. And Jeffrey Epstein not only discovered it early, but he endorsed it, he helped feed it, and he even introduced it to Israel, who's its biggest proprietor at this point. But there is a audio transcript of Jeffrey Epstein talking to former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak, pitching him Palantir. You later find out, when you look through these documents, that nearly everything evil that's happened in the last 10, 20 years, Jeffrey Epstein had something to do with it.
Well, Obeid went in on him as well. Shout out to Sammy. I love his work. I love the way that he welcomes dialogue. I love the way that he will check a heckler if they're speaking out of turn. I really like his stances. I think it is rooted in factual information, and I think he brings a great perspective. In turn, if you would like to see me have on Sammy on this show, please leave a comment supporting that notion, and I'll reach out to him. I would just like to see if people would want to take in that interview. I think it would be fantastic. And my other message is this. I've said this before, but art is inherently political. Comedy falls, of course, within the arts. And to see so many to Obeid's right, like the Kill Tonys of the world, suck up to this administration, suck up to the Pam Bondis, or not say anything about the Bondis of the world, it shows that you're a sellout. Kill Tony is a sellout. Joe Rogan is a sellout. Joe Rogan and Peter Thiel, a lot in common. So I am happy that we're seeing pushback here, and I hope to see more. Hey, I appreciate you watching. Now, if you can, please do become a channel member by going to youtube.com/TYTsports and clicking the join button. If that's too much for you, you can just go to tyt.com/join to become a member. It helps all of us out here at the Young Turks and keeps our network afloat. In addition, you could follow me on my socials on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate the love. Have a great day.